Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today for the 2025 ServiceM8 launch. We have so much exciting stuff to talk about that we literally don't have time to cover it all. So instead of taking a moment to reflect or share some of the hilarious jokes that I've prepared, we're just going to jump right in, starting with the last 12 months. Last year, we massively overhauled the job card and made some big calls to simplify your workflow and manage jobs. We launched ServiceM8 Lite for Android, a simple solution for staff and subcontractors who just need to know where to go and what to do. Check in, take photos, complete checklists, check out, the basics. Tasks evolved into an all-new, powerful version of checklists. We launched ServiceM8 Pay, a new card payment solution with better rates and faster payouts than the old add-on. 60% of you have now switched from the old payments add-on to ServiceM8 Pay, and together you've saved over $1 million in processing fees. ServiceM8 Pay also includes deposits, letting you automatically collect prepayment when customers accept your quotes online. A massive time saver, which also protects your business. There's a lot of good stuff from last launch. If you aren't across the release, be sure to check it out. So what have we got to share today? Our focus this year was to make ServiceM8 more powerful than ever. We're introducing highly requested improvements, from your most common tasks to your most powerful add-ons. Unprecedented visibility and insight into what's happening in your business, and exciting innovations to help you get more out of ServiceM8 than ever before. Introducing ServiceM8 14. ServiceM8 14 gives you a huge range of flexibility in how you can automate and streamline your workflows and improve your business, while knocking off a few top feature requests and improving core functionality. First up, let's talk about the new job card we launched last year. It's more flexible, easier to scan, and faster to make and save changes. We've received a lot of feedback on things that could be improved, so we're excited to roll them out today. First, with the new job card, you can create checklists just by typing and hitting enter. Now, it's faster to set an assignee or reminder. Type the task, hover, select an assignee here, and select a reminder here. We found the most common reminder times being set were end of today, tomorrow morning, and Monday morning. So these are now available to select in one click. You can edit existing checklists the same by hovering over them. And you can still edit everything else by clicking here. One thing many of you missed from the old task system was how notifications and the diary events worked. So now, when you assign a checklist task to someone, it works exactly like it used to. A diary item shows when it was assigned and who it was assigned to. And when it's completed, the person who assigned the task will receive a notification. Something else people loved about the old job card was being able to copy and paste checklists between jobs. Now you can select copy from a checklist group, open another job, and paste it to that job. You can copy checklists from a Word document or a PDF and paste that too, or even copy and paste a checklist into your invoice description. For your most popular services, job templates let you set up templated job cards so you can pre-fill the job description, checklists, badges, and what you charge. But you've always had to select the template before creating the job, which doesn't work for every scenario. Now you can apply a job template to an existing job. Just select Apply Template and it updates the job with the details from the template. This means you can still save time and systemize your business even when you don't know which template to apply until after you create the job. Next, for those jobs where you want to use a different quote or invoice template, it's now possible to send them via SMS. And just like the old job card, for those times where you want to save a quote or invoice PDF to the job without sending it, you can simply select the template and save it to the diary. While minor, this was important for some businesses' workflows. So if you tried out the new job card last year and it didn't work out for one of these reasons, give it a crack again. We've upgraded our AI-powered tools, improving their performance across the board, meaning auto quote and invoice will be more accurate, emails drafted with Smart Writing Helper will need fewer tweaks, and your quote and invoice descriptions will sound even more like you. Now when you auto write an email, if there isn't a subject line already, it'll write that for you too. We've introduced a new feature to Document Scanner that will automatically name the PDF. So if you're scanning lots of documents, you can easily tell what's what. And something a bit technical, but very cool, we're introducing support for MCP, or Model Context Protocol, allowing you to connect an AI agent, like ChatGPT, with your ServiceM8 account, so it can access your job information and help you work smarter. So if you wanted to do something related to a job, you can ask it, double check what I'm charging this customer. Look up the online prices for these materials and see if I'm off. Bring me back images of all the products in this job. Or simply use it to stay organized, like asking, what are my jobs for today? Are there any jobs that need my attention? Another way you can work smarter every day. The ability to text customers straight from the job card is great for confirming details while keeping everything in one place. But while clients can message you photos, you've never been able to send photos back. Now you can click the attachment button and send photos. From the customer side, they can tap the link in the SMS and the photos will appear in the thread. You can even send files, like reports created on the job or PDFs like product brochures. And there's no additional cost when sending photos or files. A simple but incredibly useful improvement to streamline communication and provide awesome service. iOS 26 has just come out, introducing the Liquid Glass theme. To maintain a seamless experience, we've updated the ServiceM8 app to support it. This maximizes the content on screen, buttons and tabs are lighter, and let the content behind show through. For a long time, you've been able to mark up photos in the ServiceM8 iOS app by drawing on them. This year, we've upgraded markup with the two biggest things you've asked for. You can now add text directly onto images instead of scribbling with your finger, and draw proper circles, squares, and lines to point stuff out. You can also add images to a photo or a document by dragging them straight on, making it easier to create clearer images and documents. Keeping with the iOS app, we're excited to announce that Tap to Pay on iPhone is now available in New Zealand, joining those of you in Australia, the UK, the States, and Canada. So now our Kiwi friends can activate it and start taking contactless payments with nothing but your iPhone. Last year, we introduced ServiceM8 Lite for Android, a simple solution for staff and subcontractors who don't have an iPhone and only need basic functionality. This year, we've extended what ServiceM8 Lite can do, from a subcontractor level to what we would call a staff level. They can create and schedule jobs, send jobs to a queue, email or text customers, as well as clock on or off their shift. We've improved the photo capture experience with the ability to take multiple photos at once, and they can access billing, add items, and produce invoices. So what does this mean? It's still called ServiceM8 Lite. Our iOS app continues to be far more powerful and a must if you're the business owner, and for your team if you want them to use certain add-ons and get the most out of ServiceM8. But if some of your technicians don't need the full power of the iOS app and don't have an iPhone, then the Android app will give them all the core functionality to manage jobs and customers on the go. Next up, we're introducing some highly requested improvements to some of our most powerful add-ons, making them easier for you to get started and get the most out of them. The Knowledge add-on lets you build a library of videos and articles, like tips and tricks of the trade, policies and procedures, or how-to instructions that your team can search and use anywhere, anytime. Since we launched this add-on, the #1 request has been PDF support. We've resisted because PDFs are terrible on mobile, but most of your business knowledge is already in PDFs, and recreate it from scratch is time consuming. So today, we're introducing PDF support for knowledge. You can now upload PDFs as knowledge instead of writing the article manually. But when you do, we auto-convert the PDFs into a format that looks great on iOS. If you still need to view the original PDF, you can tap this button at the top right to see it. In the last couple of years, we've launched and improved proposals, taking your quotes to the next level with a rich online experience. They look great and have the ability to include images, multiple choice, and optional extras, giving your clients more control in the buying process. Today, we're giving you more flexibility around how you present your items and pricing in proposals. When you add a materials section, in addition to being able to set items as multiple choice, optional, or fixed, you can now set them as fixed without itemized pricing. So you can still list everything you're going to do like normal, but the customer can only see the name of each item and a subtotal. This is great for those jobs where you want to break down what you're charging for without giving the customer a fully detailed list so they can use it to price check you or shop around with your competition. For some proposals, there's a lot of back and forth as the client requests changes, so you end up with multiple revisions and lose access to the previous versions. Now you can see a proposal's full version history with all significant changes. You can quickly review a previous version you've sent to check something, or find a section that you deleted by accident at some point. And if the client wants to go back to an earlier version, you can simply restore it. The final improvement we have for proposals was the biggest request, the ability to save them as a PDF. The thing about converting a proposal to a PDF is that PDFs offer a worse experience. They don't support videos, photos don't enlarge when you click or tap them, and optional items are not optional. They're just not interactive like the online experience. But we know it's common for some of your clients to require a PDF. So we're adding the ability for your clients to download PDFs from the proposal viewer. This lets your customer get the full experience, try the different options, watch the videos and so on, then download a PDF version for their needs. If you offer multiple choice or optional extras, the customer can make their selections and download each version they're interested in. Another incredibly powerful add-on is asset management, a powerful tool to catalog the details and locations of client assets, then record and track their service history. By applying a unique QR code to each asset, every time you revisit a site, you can scan the QR codes to reliably identify every asset, complete the service or maintenance forms against them, and generate service reports, streamlining the whole process. But if you take on a new client who has a database of existing assets, you could have hundreds to set up in ServiceM8, and your poor field staff member needs to manually enter every detail on site. Not anymore. Now, if you take on a client with heaps of assets, you can import that data straight from a CSV file, pre-filling each asset's details, like its name, make, model, and serial number. Now you've got all the asset details set, but you still need to link it with a QR code. On site, your staff can go to the physical asset, slap a label on it, use the new search feature to find the correct one, tap Complete Asset Setup, set the location, take a photo, and boom, it's done. What could take 5 minutes now takes 30 seconds. Then you can get on with completing an inspection or service instead of spending time with data entry. Next, we've got some great improvements for working with your suppliers in ServiceM8. Introducing the Supplier add-on, where you can add the suppliers you buy from, including their contact details and location. Once added, all your suppliers will show up on the map. In the field, you can tap Navigate to Supplier and see all the suppliers you work with, sorted by distance from your location. If you use ServiceM8 Phone, all your suppliers now show in the Contacts tab, allowing you to quickly call them. Online, you can call suppliers directly from the job card too. And finally, if you need to email a supplier, you can now easily select their email address instead of needing to type or paste it in every time. If you live in a town with more than 7 people, then travel time has a real impact on your day-to-day efficiency. So we've heard. We live in Darwin, so it's not a problem for us. If every staff member can save 40 minutes in the car per day, how much time and fuel is that every week, every month, and every year? I haven't done the math, but I think it's like $1 million. The thing is, Figuring out an efficient route every day is hard and never ending. A few years ago, we introduced auto routing for recurring jobs, where you set the times to auto and we'll figure out the best route to do all your jobs. We wanted to bring this same functionality to all businesses. So today, we're introducing auto routing again. It's crazy simple to use and designed to let you easily improve the order of jobs for a single staff member on a single day. Let's check it out. From the staff schedule, click the staff member and select auto routing on the day you want to optimize. ServiceM8 will then calculate and show you the most efficient order to do the jobs. This works best with anytime job allocations, where you have the most flexibility around when you attend. If you have a mix of fixed time bookings and job allocations, it will keep the fixed bookings in place and only move the allocated jobs. Now, if you haven't switched to using job allocations, but your jobs are effectively anytime, you have options. You can choose to let ServiceM8 reorder your fixed bookings, or you can choose to convert your fixed bookings to anytime job allocations, making it really easy to get started auto routing your jobs. You can also set a staff home address. If you do, the route will start and end at their home, though you can still choose to have the route start and finish at your office instead. Once ServiceM8's calculated the route, you can click to compare between the optimized route and the original route. If you're happy with the optimized route, you can click apply and it will update your bookings. But what if you're managing your jobs on the go? Well, we're bringing this powerful feature to the iOS app too. Filter your jobs to today and then switch to the map and tap the auto routing button. In the app, your current whereabouts is the start location and the office is your finish point, unless you have a home address set. It calculates the route and shows you the savings. When you click apply, it updates your bookings. On the app, it will also ignore completed and unsuccessful jobs. So halfway through the day you can run it and it will give you the best route to attend to your remaining jobs. The more freedom auto routing has to move jobs around, the more efficiency benefits you're going to get. So if you're able to switch the way you schedule to primarily use allocation windows instead of fixed time, you'll bake in the flexibility you need to optimize your bookings as more come in. This means less driving, lower fuel costs, and more productivity. And speaking of job allocations and being on the road, we've also added support for job allocations to CarPlay. So when you're about to head off to your next job for the day, you can see your complete schedule of allocated and fixed time bookings right there on your car's display. Okay, let's take a moment to talk about data. When your items are organized, quoting is faster. When pricing is up to date, jobs are more profitable. When staff track their time, add notes, and take photos, invoicing is easier. And if your schedule is correct and reflects everyone's availabilities, customers can book jobs online straight into your schedule. The point is, the more accurate your data, the more ServiceM8 can streamline and automate your workflows. This year, we're making it easier to keep the data in your account accurate, giving you new tools to use it, and next level visibility of what's happening in your business. First, improvements to how your items and service pricing can be updated automatically. If your suppliers email you updated price lists, the automated supplier import add-on can import these updates to your material database, keeping your items up to date automatically. We've made this add-on easier to set up with better auto detection of column headings and support for a wider range of price files. The supplier invoice import add-on makes it easy to ensure you charge for materials you purchase on a job, with the supplier invoices arriving straight in the job's diary, where you can easily apply the line items to your own invoice. This year, we've improved its accuracy and intelligence when extracting the items and prices, and for those times the supplier invoice can't be matched to a job automatically, it still arrives in your inbox, but you'll now get a notice about what happened. Next, we're making it easier to update your pricing on a day-to-day basis. Currently, when you change the cost or price of an item in a job card, it's a one-off for that job only. If you want to make it a permanent change, you have to update the item again in your materials database. It's always worked this way, and there are pros and cons to this system, but now you control what happens when you change prices on a job. You can choose for any changes on an item's cost or price to never update the item in your database, which is how it currently works, always update the item, or only update the cost or price when it goes up. Then, when you're on the job and you update the price of that material, the next time you use that material, it's got the new price. Whenever you make changes that will update your database, you'll see this notice to remind you it'll happen. And like all changes you make to your database, it won't affect those same items already in other job cards. On the flip side, what if you've already updated your database prices and then a customer you quoted 9 months ago comes back and wants to go ahead? Now, when you open old quotes or work orders, you'll get a warning if the job pricing is significantly different from your database pricing. Costs have gone up by $30 or whatever. One click updates the quote to the current pricing. If you realize that wasn't what you wanted, you can undo and change it back. Sometimes staff can't find what they're looking for, so instead of searching harder, they end up just creating a new item. Now you've got multiple of the same item in your database. Gross. If this is a problem in your business, you can now choose to not allow staff to create new items. They can still add materials and see billing, they just won't be able to create new database entries. So you can keep your database tidy, or at least tidier. And finally, with it easier to keep your pricing accurate, we've also improved the job costing add-on to help you keep jobs profitable. Now when a quote is approved, ServiceM8 stores the estimated materials and labor costs. So as you work on the job and things change, you can compare what you estimated to what actually happened, providing simple back costing insights, which you can then apply to future jobs. Heaps of ServiceM8's automation depends on accurate staff availability, self-service online booking, SMS booking links, and booking suggestions. If your schedule isn't a true reflection of your team's availability, these features will suggest times that simply won't work. We wanted to solve this. First, we've added the ability to sync public holidays to your ServiceM8 schedule. In one click, automatically marking your business as closed on national, state, and regional public holidays. Next, we've made it easier to set staff as unavailable. So if a team member has a medical appointment, training, they're on holiday or sick, you can right-click on the staff schedule to add and edit leave directly from here. And we've ditched the rigid calendar dropdown for an ultra-flexible text box. So this staff member is away tomorrow from 3 to 4 p.m. We just type that in. Doctor's appointment, tomorrow, 3 to 4 p.m. and save it. And if we check out tomorrow, we have that leave blocked out. Or they're away Thursday and Friday next week. Or on September 1. Done. Keeping with availability, a common request we get is to make it easier to manage availability of part-time team members who don't work every day. Well, this is where our tidy little box gets really impressive. It can do recurring. They don't work on Thursdays and Fridays. They have every second Friday off. They have training on the 7th of every month from 3 to 5 p.m. I literally cannot think of a scenario this doesn't handle. This update makes it super easy to get your team's availability set correctly and super easy to update. And for many businesses, this should resolve any final issues you had with ensuring your staff availability was correct and open up the opportunity of automating scheduling in your business. Next up, we have some awesome improvements to give you more visibility around what's happening in the field. Currently, you can see each team member's status here, whether they're making their way to the job or checked in on site. Now, we're extending this visibility to the schedule itself. While they're checked in, the job will fill up based on how long they've been there. You can hover over the icon to see their total check-in time, or if they're navigating, their ETA. Plus, after a staff member has checked out of a job, it will update to a tick, so you can tell at a glance what's going on and what's happened earlier. Here, we have a visited work order that's not been marked as complete. Does it need to be rescheduled? And here, we've got a quote with no check-in recorded. Did they miss it? We've also improved real-time visibility and collaboration in the job card. You can see anyone currently checked in up here, and see an icon for anyone else who has the job open. One thing about the new job card is that everything saves and updates quickly. So to make it more obvious about what's going on, you can now see what other staff members are doing in the job card. You can see if they're editing a field, completing tasks, or if they've added items to the job, helping you prevent duplication or clashes and work better as a team. When staff members check out of a job, ServiceM8's always shown the recorded time in the diary, but only on the app. Today, we're bringing the online diary into alignment. So when you're reviewing the job's history, you have the same visibility around whether a team member visited the job or not. But what actually happened on this visit? Introducing the checkout report. First, you can see GPS records of when your team member arrived at the job and where they navigated from. It also shows all locations they visited while checked in. So if your technician went to the job, then went to the supplier, then back to the job, you can see that detail, providing valuable insights if you need to verify or update your billable time. Below that, you can see a breakdown between travel time and job time on site. Then, details about what they did, notes they recorded, items they added while checked in, photos and videos captured, separated by tag, and checklists they completed, providing you a full story of what happened in that visit. If you're reviewing the recorded time from the billing tab, you can also quickly access the checkout report from here, making it super easy to verify time and activity on site and get your invoices right. You can also access the same report on the app by tapping on the diary item, letting you quickly see more details when you're on the go. And if the check-in or out time is wrong for some reason, you can now edit job time in the app. From here, you can see when you actually arrived and when you departed, and any other departures or arrivals during that time, which you can use as a guide if you need to make changes. But the best point to correct your time is in the moment. So you can now edit your time when checking out of the job. Forget to check out on site, tap job time, and update. That's it. If you don't want your team to be able to modify job times, you can manage this with their security role. Let's zoom out a notch for a high-level view of your time and activity. Introducing the Team Timesheet, a brand new weekly time report. For each staff member, you can see the hours they were clocked on each day and total hours for the week. Or you can switch to job time to see their check-in and travel time instead. And you can set your starting day to match your pay runs. If you want more information about a specific day, you can hover for a detailed breakdown. That's weird. This staff member hasn't recorded much time on jobs for how long they were on shift. To find out more, we can click on that time to open up another brand new tool, the Shift GPS report, which gives you a map timeline of that staff member's day. It shows each location they visited, how long they were there, and the travel time between locations. Here, we can see they were at this location for a while, but it wasn't tracked as a job. So, we can quickly identify where lost time was, cross-reference with their schedule, and ensure we record and bill that time on the relevant job. If it looks like a staff member forgot to clock off their shift, have a look at their Shift GPS report to see when they finished their last job. If it was incorrect, you can edit the clock off time for that staff member. And if you use Automatic Timesheet Sync to export your shift times to your accounting software for payroll, it will sync the corrected time according to your sync schedule. Alternatively, if you run your payroll manually, you're able to export your weekly timesheet as a CSV. A quick note on these features offering visibility and GPS insights. They only work if everyone provides ServiceM8 with full location access and automatic time tracking is on. You can see here on the dispatch board if someone hasn't enabled it, and importantly, your location is hidden if you're on break or you've clocked off your shift, so your team can maintain their privacy simply by managing their shift in the app, without having to turn off GPS location access. Okay, let's zoom out again for even higher level insights. ServiceM8's reporting has always been simple by design. The business dashboard gives you key, digestible metrics, and we have a range of reports for different areas in your business. But when you want to dig deeper, the custom reports just aren't flexible enough to answer your questions. And you've let us know about it. Improving ServiceM8's reporting has consistently been a top request. So buckle up, because we went overboard with a brand new reporting tool, making it so powerful that we're not even sure how to use it. Not really, it is usable, but it is pretty powerful. The new report gives you flexibility to report on almost any data and to filter and break it down in almost any way. Let's check it out. Starting simple, here we're looking at jobs created over the last 12 months. If we want, we can compare it against the last period. We can change from monthly to weekly, or we could just look at the last 30 days. Well, calm down, I know it's exciting. Okay, let's just look at completed jobs now. We can add a filter and set it to job status completed. But what if we only wanted jobs in the service category broken down by staff member? Depending on the number of staff you have, this data might be better viewed as a bar graph. But I hear you saying, this is total jobs. I don't give a f about that. Let me see revenue. Well, this is where you have to whip out your reporting degree. Click this button here, select aggregate by field, and then total invoice amount. Now we're cooking. This is the total invoice amount of completed jobs in the service category broken down by staff. Okay, but what if we wanted to look at the total invoiced amount alongside total cost? Well, you can have multiple metrics. We can click here, duplicate this field, change this to total cost, and now we can see both metrics at the same time. So essentially you can select a metric and filter or break down by fields like job status, staff member, badges, custom fields, and more, allowing you to drill into your data in ways just not possible before. Now, if you love reports, you're probably excited, but I'm sure a lot of you tuned out when I said aggregate by field. So, to make it easy to get the insights you want, fast, we've made an AI reporting helper. You just type in what you want to know, total invoiced by staff member, and then click Produce Report. Thinks for a second, and then it fills out the fields for you. From here, if you want, you can add filters or breakdowns manually, or you can just update your prompt for only workshop category, and it updates. Now you get how it works. Here's some more interesting examples. Job revenue broken down by marketing source, job badges. Show me checked in, travel time, and travel distance by staff member. Total payment amount broken down by payment method. Build me a metric dashboard of quotes, showing quotes sent, outstanding quotes, and quotes not sent that are over 14 days old. You can even say something like, show me interesting data around costs. When you create a useful report, you can save it for quick access next time. And you can even export the data from a table as a CSV spreadsheet. This is a serious level up in the reporting insights ServiceM8 offers. And as such, it warrants a hefty price to get access to it. So the minimum plan you're going to need to access this super powerful, ultra flexible reporting tool, it's the free plan. It's free. And that rounds out our reporting improvements. And I swear to God, Hard Plumber 99, if you still say our reports suck after this, I quit. In the last 12 months, we've received over 10,000 feature requests, each one bringing new ideas from different businesses, industries, and countries. Each idea valuable for that specific person or business. So, I'm excited to introduce all 10,000 features. Just kidding. That would be ridiculous, not to mention impossible for us mere human people. That said, AI is making custom development more available and cost-effective than ever. So instead, what we've done is double down on ServiceM8's API and SDK with a range of improvements which make it possible to extend ServiceM8 in more powerful ways, whether you're having a crack yourself or working with a third-party developer. I'm not going to cover them all, but if this is your kind of thing, the stuff on screen is pretty exciting. So if there's something you wish ServiceM8 had to meet a requirement or an opportunity for your business, there's more potential than ever to build your own solution in and around ServiceM8. But even with AI agents and custom development being more accessible than ever, coding and APIs aren't everyone's thing. So we wanted to offer a middle ground for custom automation, which is almost as flexible, but way simpler to set up and use yourself. Introducing our new integration with N8N, an incredibly powerful but easy to use tool for connecting different apps and building automated workflows. If you've ever used Zapier or Make, you'll love N8N. We've pre-built a range of actions and triggers you can use. You can do things like create a job, send an email or SMS, put a job in a queue, post a note into a job, etc. And you can trigger those actions when a job is updated, a job is queued, a form is completed, a staff member checks out of a job, etc. So when a form is completed, you could send an email. Or when a job is put in a queue, you could create a note. Or when a staff member checks out of a job, you could send the job to a queue, and anything in between. But that's just automating stuff inside ServiceM8. You can also do something in another app when something happens in ServiceMate, or vice versa. Like when a form is completed in ServiceMate, add a row into a Google Sheet. Or if you use a lead management system, create a job in ServiceMate once you've qualified the client. Or when an invoice is approved, trigger an AI-powered workflow that automatically logs into that external portal that you're forced to use by one of your clients, fills in all the job details, uploads the photos, and then submits everything for you. Okay, that last one's pretty complicated, but it is 100% possible. This is the ultimate automation tool, with countless possibilities to automate tasks both within ServiceMate and between ServiceMate and other apps. Okay, our final improvements for today are all about ServiceMate Phone, which extend the power of ServiceMate to your phone calls. With ServiceMate Phone, you can set up call groups so the phone rings more than one person and calls get answered fast. Everyone gets caller ID, so whoever answers can professionally greet clients by name. When you're on a call, you get the client's job history on screen for instant context. You can click to call from a job card, and calls are automatically recorded, transcribed, and saved to the relevant job card, so you have the full job history and proof of what's been discussed. First, you can now add additional inbound phone numbers, so you can have more than one contact number with ServiceMate Phone. This can be really powerful for testing out marketing ideas. For example, you could use a specific number on ads you're running and see if the advertising is actually driving results. In reports, you can view the number of calls each phone number is getting, or all of them together. In Australia, we've added support for choosing a mobile number instead of only landlines. Plus, with a mobile number, it has the added benefit that customers can send text messages to that number, which arrive in your inbox. Great for those Gen Z millennial alphas that don't like to talk to people. Just kidding, they don't have any money. The ServiceMate Phone app has also had an overhaul, with front-to-back refinements to everything from the interfaces, call handling, syncing, and speed to provide a better day-to-day experience. All right, I have one more feature to talk about for ServiceMate Phone, and it's a good one. Having a phone number is a necessity, but it's a double-edged sword. Naturally, when you run a business and have a phone, people are going to call you, but it means you're constantly interrupted all day long, particularly if you're a sole trader or don't have admin staff. And a lot of these calls are unnecessary for you to take, and they chew up your time. But if you don't answer your phone, you don't get the work, customers get unhappy, etc. It's a pickle. Wouldn't it be amazing if you all had someone that could answer your phone, answer client questions, take messages for you, book in new work, and only transfer the call to you when needed? Imagine the time you would get back, how productive you could be. You would never miss a call and nothing would go to voicemail. So, you might have guessed where I'm going with this. Introducing ServiceMate Phone Agent, a simple to use AI assistant for your business, who can handle your business phone calls any way you want, getting you off the phone and back on the job. At this point, I'm guessing that we've split the audience. Type into the chat what you think about AI phone agents. Love it, hate it, or I'll cautiously reserve my judgment till I've seen more and assess its suitability for my requirements. Love it or hate it, we're barreling towards an AI-powered future. And to be honest, I'm not sure if businesses that don't embrace AI will be able to compete in a few years. Wow, look at all those comments. You said that? Just kidding, I can't read them, but I'm sure it's really interesting. While for some of you, this might not be a cup of tea, we've been really surprised by how much interest and requests we've received lately for an AI phone agent. Okay, enough talking. Let's hear it in action by calling our pretend business Smart Home Services. I'm going to do this as a full run through so you can see a true demo of how it works.
Smart Home Services, Cora speaking.
Hi Cora, this is Michael Hunt. Do you fix air conditioners?
Hi Michael, yeah definitely. We service and repair air conditioners including split systems and ducted. What seems to be going on with yours?
It turns on and then it turns itself off again. I'd like to just get it repaired.
Got it, that's frustrating. I can book that in for you. What's the address for the property and your best contact details?
It's 230 Cooper Street, Epping. My email is michael@gmail.com and the number I'm calling on is fine.
No worries. Do you have specific days or times that suit you for the repair?
I'm available anytime after 3 p.m. on weekdays.
Thanks, Michael. That's all booked in for you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all. Thank you. Goodbye.
No worries. Thanks for calling Smart Home Services. Have a great evening.
And that's it. And if we look inside our account, we can see that that booking has arrived in our inbox. Pretty amazing, right? But what happens if the call isn't that straightforward? Let's check out a demo of that.
Smart Home Services, Cora speaking.
Hi Cora, one of your people left muddy tracks all through our carpet.
Oh no, that's no good. Let me transfer you to Phil to help you out.
And she'll transfer the call to real-life team member, Phil, who handles complaints. In this case, Cora is answering the phone during business hours, but you can choose to have her answer after-hours calls as well. Something we hear a lot is that customers will call you up at dinner time or over the weekend as though it's a completely normal thing to do. Like Marge, who wants to chat through her 17 different types of grout she found on Pinterest for her bathroom renovation. Or Dave, calling to ask if your carpet cleaning solution is organic, gluten-free, and safe for his emotional support iguana. Stuff that could easily wait till business hours. In these cases, your agent can just take a message. But if you offer a 24-hour emergency call-out service, she can vet whether it's actually an emergency. Let's check that out.
Smart Home Services after hours.
Hi, do you offer air conditioning cleaning services?
Yes, we do. We offer cleaning services for all makes and models of residential air conditioners.
Can I book you to come out?
Sure, let me grab your details.
Or if it's actually urgent.
Smart Home Services after hours.
Hi, this is John from Northern Supermarkets. Our main fridge compressor is down.
Oh dear, that's no good. One moment while I put you through to our on-call technician.
What Cora actually does in each scenario is completely customizable. So your process might be that you send the customer an urgent booking SMS, and then the customer fills in their details, and the on-call tech will ring them when they receive the job, or anything else in between. Okay, final example of something that I think you'll love.
Smart Home Services, Cora speaking.
Hi Cora, can you please transfer me to the business owner?
May I know the reason for the call, please?
I viewed your website, and I can see that you're not properly taking advantage of the latest SEO.
Thanks for that. Let me take a message for you, and our team can get back to you.
Please put me through now.
I'm sorry, our team are currently unavailable, but I'll take a message and they can get back to you.
Complete spam and sales call deflection. The message is saved in your inbox, so if your agent accidentally turns away a Nigerian prince with your inheritance, you can still claim your fortune. When your phone agent takes a call, it looks the same as when a real-life team member answers. You get a notification that the call came in, and it was answered by your agent. Once the customer has provided a reason for their call, your agent will send an updated notification with the reason. And after a call has finished, you can review the call summary, transcript, and recording like normal. Okay, so we've seen how it all works, but how do you actually set it up and teach your agent to do what you want it to do? We've found that one of the best ways to work with AIs is to treat them like you treat any staff member. So I recommend taking them to a CarPlay concert. Now, what I mean is treat them like a real person. Give them good, clear instructions and procedures like any new hire. How that works in practice is that you literally just write what you want your agent to do. First, you set business instructions. Here you provide FAQs that you want them to be able to answer. And also give them some personality like their name and disposition. And if you're like me and don't know what the word disposition means, it is a person's inherent qualities of mind and character. Here we've added a bit about the services we offer, so you can see when I asked Cora, do you fix air conditioners, they answered using this information. The agent handles different scenarios based on the procedures you provide for your typical call types. In the first call, when I asked about air conditioner servicing, it answered from the FAQ. When I explained the issue, it followed the new booking steps. When Cora asked about availability, that was specifically configured here. If you want, you could change step 1 to tell a joke about the problem they reported.
Uh-oh, did the aircon hand in its resignation?
You shouldn't, but the point is that you could. For the call complaining about muddy footprints on the carpet, we can see here that service complaints, the assistant is to transfer the call to Phil. It's just following your instructions, giving you the ultimate power. This means a couple of things. First, you have complete control over what your agent can say and do. And second, it lets you introduce your new agent very gradually, like a trainee. Start with a limited scope of what they can do, and then, as you get more comfortable, give them more responsibility. Maybe to start, they just ask customers how to direct their call and answer FAQs, like your business hours and services you offer. When you activate your agent, you'll get these default procedures, which are pretty conservative and easy to modify. A ServiceM8 phone agent has the power to save you hours every week, the power to win you work, the power to provide amazing customer service. How much is that worth to you? $30,000, $40,000 a year? What if I told you that you can get this powerful new assistant for just $12,000 a year? Less than the cost of 7 coffees a day. Pretty snazzy. I mean, if we were anyone else, we would probably charge that. But no, we're no one else. The new ServiceM8 phone agent is available on 2 new ServiceM8 phone plans, Connect Plus and the new Unlimited plan. So, the Connect Plus plan, for example, you get everything in the ServiceM8 Phone Connect plan plus your phone agent, which lets them answer all calls in your business day or night. But wait, there's more. If you are already a ServiceM8 phone customer, we're giving you an after-hours phone agent for free. So without changing plans or paying anything extra, you can activate an agent to start taking calls outside business hours. The new phone agent will be rolled out gradually via a waitlist system, with existing ServiceM8 phone customers getting priority. If you're keen to access, you'll be able to join the waitlist by activating the phone agent add-on. All right, that is it. Wow, what a ruckus. ServiceM8 14 is more powerful than ever, with a great range of core improvements, new tools offering unprecedented visibility and insights, and innovations to help you get more out of ServiceM8. Here's a quick recap. We made a heap of job card improvements driven by your feedback, including faster checklist creation, copy and paste checklists between jobs, the ability to apply job templates to existing jobs, task assignment and completion notifications, and the ability to save quotes and invoices to the diary. We supercharged our AI features, introducing MCP Support to connect ServiceM8 with tools like ChatGPT, auto-naming of scanned PDFs, and auto-write for email subject lines, as well as full SMS support for photos and attachments. We enhanced the ServiceM8 apps with iOS Liquid Glass support, improved markup with text on images and proper shapes, Tap to Pay on iPhone for New Zealand customers, and ServiceM8 Lite for Android now supports job creation, scheduling, billing, and more. You can now upload PDFs as knowledge. Proposals saw major improvements, fixed price sections without itemized costs, full version history, and support for clients to download your proposals as a PDF. Asset management became easier to get started with bulk asset import. The new Suppliers add-on helps you see supplier locations on the map and call or email suppliers from the job card. And we introduced an all-new auto routing in the app and online, and CarPlay support for job allocations. We made it easier to keep your data accurate with improvements to supplier price lists and invoice importing, save-as-you-go preferences to update item costs and prices, notifications when pricing differs from your database, more control over the creation of new items, improved job costing, automatic sync of public holidays you'll be closed, and easy entry of staff leave. We improve your visibility with status indicators when someone is checked in, has visited a job, or is working on the same job card. Time and activity tracking saw some major upgrades with new checkout reports, the new timesheet report with job and shift time, shift GPS reports for map daily timelines, and more ways to edit job and shift times. We launched the powerful new custom reports, report on any ServiceM8 data with flexible filtering and breakdowns, and an AI report helper to generate reports for you. Our API and connectivity expanded significantly, and the new integration with N8N opens up powerful workflow automation. ServiceM8 Phone got several upgrades, and we introduced a revolutionary ServiceM8 Phone agent, who can help you answer calls, book jobs, and provide amazing customer service. Plus a bunch of other improvements we didn't even have time to cover. From all of us here at ServiceM8, thank you so much for joining us today. And to think, we got through the whole thing without a ridiculous oh, Jesus. That's right. We have one more thing. Our final thing today is a glimpse into the future of ServiceM8. We have this vision where the only work you need to do is what you're being paid to do. We're always working towards it, automating each step in the life of a job. Today, we added phone call automation with ServiceM8 Phone Agent and broader task automation with N8N. But you still need to use ServiceM8. There are still actions you have to take. Automation is great at streamlining repeat tasks with defined paths. As soon as a decision, analysis, or judgment is required, it's back to you. This is the unlock that AI provides, the ability to review information and make decisions. Introducing the ServiceM8 Office Agent, an AI assistant that operates inside your ServiceM8 account like a virtual staff member. An assistant who can scan through 50 overdue quotes and invoices and decide which ones are worth chasing. Who can draft replies to customer messages based on your communication style. Contact customers to find their availability and book appointments. Analyze your entire backlog and flag jobs that need your immediate attention. An assistant who can handle recurring admin tasks which require judgment and decision making. Here's how you set it up. You create a new task for your agent. Set the schedule. Describe what you want done. Just like we showed with the phone agent, you can give it procedures and instructions, like you would any new staff member. And set your notification preferences. At the scheduled time, it completes the task, and you'll get a notification with its recommendations. Approve what you want, and it executes those actions. That's it. A super intelligent, customizable, and flexible assistant who can help you manage your jobs, staff, and clients every day. This is the future we're building towards. For now, we'll be releasing the Office Agent to a limited number of customers through an early access program. If you're interested, you can request early access by activating the Office Agent add-on. And one more thing. This launch marks our 15-year anniversary. 15 years of ServiceM8. While we've certainly evolved over the years, we're proud to have always stayed focused on helping small businesses succeed. So to celebrate, and to thank you for your support, we're giving away another 100 grand of merch. Woo! Nah, that was awkward. I'll share how you can order that in a moment. Okay, that really is a wrap. As ever, thank you for using ServiceM8. We hope it's making a positive difference in your businesses and lives. The ServiceM8 14 apps for iOS and Android will be available in their respective app stores shortly today. To activate the new features in your online dashboard, there's a two-step process. Head to our launch page and click the activation link, which will reveal the options in your settings menu to activate ServiceM8 14. We'll post the link and details in the comments. Once you activate ServiceM8 14 online, you'll also be able to access the merch store from your settings and place an order. This is limited to the first 1,000 customers, so you have to be quick. Thanks guys, thank you all for joining. Have a great one, see you later.